You are listening to Love, Light, Lonnie, the podcast. I'm Lonnie Nishiyama, and join me as we discover the gifts that live within all of us and how these gifts bring us together to love, help others, inspire, and of course, vibrate higher. Welcome to Love, Light, Lonnie. Hi everyone, I'm Lonnie again, and we're here with Lauren Weber, who happens to be one of my best friends in the world.
Hello.
And I'm super excited to have her today because I just wanted to have a friend on who knew me that we could just kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about. Maybe our journey spiritually, our journey as friends, our journey as
humans.
Yes. And JA, I was going to say Japanese Americans, because that's also a whole nother topic. But yes, so we're here to just talk about ourselves and how we became friends and how our journey, it probably relates to some of you out there with your friendships and your connections. And nothing's ever perfect, not even us, but we have stood the test of time, and we are here today to just show you our love. So welcome, Lauren Weber.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yay.
I'm so excited. I've been listening to your podcast and they've been great. So
okay, good.
What an honor to be a guest.
Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. So Weber, actually, what do you do, Weber? Tell us what you do.
So I am a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I have actually had the honor of working with Lonnie and her wonderful husband, Brian, in the purchase and sale of their property. So 2 deals.
Yeah.
And I sell real estate here in the South Bay community. And it's been a blast.
It's been a blast. But actually, when I first met you, you weren't doing real estate. You were doing something creative still and selling stuff, but you were creating these beautiful pieces of jewelry.
Yeah. And it's called Lauren Loves.
Lauren Loves. And I bought all of them.
Lauren Loves jewelry.
Remember you had the feather earrings?
I did.
And
you were the best customer/client and model.
I went up to everything.
My number one fan. Thank you.
I was your number one fan. I was like, I have to buy everything Lauren loves.
Aww.
And we met, over 10 years ago?
Yes, probably 13, going on 13 years now.
That's crazy. And what's really crazy is actually before we met each other, we had so many connections, parents that knew each other, friends, my cousin knew you. Yeah, It was just all these weird connections. Right. But let's talk about the day we met.
Okay, my favorite day. So I remember clear as day meeting you and instantly feeling a connection. I mean, we talk about this all the time.
Past lives. Mm-hmm.
And I've realized later, in maybe more recent years, but I didn't realize at that time when I met you, I always, when I feel familiarity or that instant spark or connection, I try to figure out where you remind me of or where you're so familiar from. So I'm like, oh, you remind me of my friend Annie. And they're nothing alike.
No.
I don't
we're not even close. Yeah.
But I just, had that same connection with Annie and I love her so much. Yeah. And I think later on in recent years I realized I think it was just my soul trying to recognize your soul and put it in this lifetime's package, oh, you remind me of my friend that I already know. But I think I realized I've just recognized her from past lifetimes.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot to a lot of people. You meet someone for the first time and you're like, I know you.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel connected to you.
Right.
And it's weird and I don't know why. Yeah.
Oh, you remind me of this person who you're not at all.
Exactly. Or for me, it's just I feel connected to this person and I'm like, this is so weird. But now that we've gone through the spiritual journey, I think we understand it a lot more and it's different. But that first day we met at a luau.
Yes.
And
I was I remember it clear as day. It's just remembered your soul. But actually, we were at a luau.
We were at a luau and we were eating and having fun. And we were going to do Nisei week together. That's how we met each other, actually. We were doing Nisei week together on the same court. And which Nisei week is a Japanese American ambassador program where we just represent the community and try to educate people on what the Japanese Americans have gone through and kind of how we can move forward and
spread our culture.
Spread our culture.
we represented the greater Los Angeles community.
Right.
And we got to go to Hawaii and Japan and Seattle and San Francisco.
We were treated like royalty, even though like we were like
we were royalty.
Okay.
We wore crowns.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But
Lottie doesn't like to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you all. She was our queen. She won.
Okay.
Yep. So we all competed for the crown, and Lottie took it home. But I'm so grateful you did, because I learned so much from you. She honestly taught me how to be humble and inclusive, and you carried our court with so much grace, and I've learned so much just being by your side. So,
oh my God,
sorry. Yeah, I'm so grateful I didn't win, because I don't think I would have done it like how you did.
No,
so, I think it was perfect, and I'm so proud of you. And
thank you. I'm proud of you, and we both grew together. It was a learning process for both of us, and actually, we did a lot together.
Like a full-time job.
We would literally go out and then come home and be like, do you want to have a bottle of wine? It was crazy. But we all became really good friends, and all the girls were just phenomenal. And we're so different. All of us are so different, but we came together and just really made it work when we needed to.
We're so lucky.
Yeah.
Nisei Week, I think the biggest thing I got from that are these lifelong friendships.
Me
we're
too.
Still all so close.
Yeah.
And we're best friends. So
in a weird way, but we are.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
We went through so much.
That's what it is. So when you go through that trauma, and I'm
trauma bonding. Yeah.
But also it was the coolest thing ever, and it's still going on now today, and I'm proud of it. But coming off Nisei Week, we actually stayed friends ever since. And so strange that we had so much in common right away. We started growing really spiritually, because I don't know if you remember at the time, I'm going to be really honest right now.
Please.
I was very insecure. And even though you say all these things oh, you won, whatever, I was very insecure. And I always felt like people were judging me. And I always felt did I hurt their feelings, or did I do something wrong? And I cared so much about what people thought about me. And it drove me insane, literally insane. I would have anxiety over it.
Yeah.
And then finally on my spiritual journey, it brought me to a place where I'm I kind of don't give an F. And I'm really happy to be who I am now, and just own my spirituality, own who I am. And now that I'm more confident in who I am, I feel I can just be me and be grounded and confident again. And so, because for me, it's that I wanted my energy to be good for my children. That meant the world to me. And being around you actually helped me get there, because you actually don't give an F too. It's so weird. Being around you, you're the first time after Nisei Week, after that whole competition and all that crazy stuff, you were I don't care about, what people think about me. I would have just done it since high school, whatever. And I'm sure you care, but you had this confidence about you that I thought was so beautiful. And I'm God, I wish I could be like that. I wish I could just not care and be I'm just me. And who cares what people think, or if they believe the same thing I believe, or
that's
whatever,
funny. Honestly, I wouldn't categorize myself as a confident person.
I wouldn't either, but I don't think anybody does.
I feel I'm actually really insecure.
I think I am too, but I think everyone is insecure.
Yes, I do too. And I feel sometimes the most confident people are the most insecure.
Yeah. Well, it's a facade.
Right.
They come out and they're hey, I'm the best. But really inside they're dying. And I feel for you just showed me though that who cares what people think? Just do you, go home and whatever. I'm okay. So it actually gave me a lot of confidence. And even when you put your videos out there with your real estate and all this stuff, it's you don't care, you just do it. And I'm that is so beautiful and so pretty. You. And there's just something about your energy that's beautiful. And I'm attracted to it, because I'm not able to do it the same way you do. I care so much about what family members and friends, I don't care what strangers think so much, because people always send you hate DMs, but I care so much about what the people I love think about me. But at the end of the day, we're all different, and we have different belief systems, and I'm going to be just fine. So I don't need to worry about that. I just need to do me. And if I do, then I know that I can help more people, and I can help myself, and I'll be a better mom.
Yeah.
If I'm always worried about people think, or I have to do it a certain way or believe a certain thing, it won't work for me.
That's too much.
It's
just
too much.
So much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And, I felt that way. I think maybe it's a little bit ingrained in our culture, because we are Japanese, and the Japanese vary about appearance and respect. And, everything is just perfect in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So we come from that long lineage, but also we're Americans. So that's where the Japanese American comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, even though you think I don't care, or I put off this like, like this energy of just like whatever, I do care a lot. And I think I've been working on that too. Same, thing is just like be you. And as long as I'm true to myself and I do the best that I can, then that's all that matters, and who cares what everyone else thinks. But something that I've learned along the way, I don't know if it's my uncle who pointed it out or just other mentors, where I remember my uncle took me out for my 30th birthday and he said, the reason why you are so successful, or the reason why you are who you are in all like your great aspects, is because of that, because I care so much of what other people think. It's like that double-edged sword of like your best quality could be like your worst quality.
It's true.
So the fact that you care a lot about what other people think, I think there's a fine line of you learning to balance it so you're not so hard on yourself, but then also acknowledging that that is not like a really terrible quality to have either.
It's not. I mean,
because you're very like respectful, you're very like conscious of other people, and
but that's not about what well, this is how I feel different about it. That's not what I feel like how people, it's not so much people pleasing or what they think of me. I respect people because I respect them. I respect their energy, and I want their approval sometimes because I want them to be happy. But if it is at the detriment of myself, then no. So I see what you're talking about, but it goes to a certain point, and then I'm like, look, if I'm giving everything to everyone else, then I'll never be able to fill my own cup up. But one really cool thing is, I think as friends, we've really grown spiritually.
Yes.
Like together and on our own, but that is something that we both kind of always felt when we became friends, the spiritual connection, but we didn't really work on it yet. We were just partying. I don't
even know how we started like talking about it, but you're definitely one of the first people to introduce me to a lot of the spiritual work that I've been doing. So
really?
Yeah. You I remember you gave me or showed me crystals.
Yeah.
You're like crystals.
Yeah,
my house is like filled with crystals.
I think crystals. You have more crystals than I do now.
Yes. So I think so. Like I'm wearing one. Like
I know. Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
And it's not around this blue rock. And she's like, this is for my communication. I was like, that's cool. That gives you energy. I'm like, can I feel it?
It sounds so weird. But you know what? It's true. And like
everything holds energy.
It does. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
Like that's scientific. And also what the crystals do for me is also I'm setting an intention. So it's like this helps me set the intention of I'm going to ground my energy today, or I'm going to open up spiritually today, or I'm going to help people today. Like whatever it is, the crystals kind of remind me of that.
There's so much, the power of like the law of attraction and your intentions. And there is a moment where I really believed in these crystals. And then I was like, is it the crystals or is it me? You know, because I'm believing so much that this crystal is going to do this thing for me. And I wore this citrine necklace, which was supposed to be for like abundance and wealth. And I wore it for work. And it became this like lucky necklace that I used to wear. And it was so weird. Like the moment I got it, I opened my first escrow.
Yeah.
And then like it fell off once and one escrow like canceled. I was like, oh, no, it's the crystal. And I was so attached to that necklace because I'm like, I have to wear it all the time so I can always be in escrow and have clients and like abundance. And then there's a moment where I was like, you know what? I don't need this crystal to be successful. It's me.
No, exactly.
But I think it's, goes back to what you're talking about, is just having that intention and then believing in it. And then
that's where the energy comes from.
It.
Yeah. We're the real power.
Right.
But we've like really come a long way. And it's funny, like even in our dating lives, I've seen you with, not, I'm not going to say a lot of boyfriends, that sounds bad. I've just seen you like go through, and you've seen me and ex-boyfriends and getting married and having kids, and I've seen you in your career and having different boyfriends and buying your first house.
Yes. Oh, that was a magical
experience. That's like,
yes.
Oh, I could cry. Like that's so cool. As a single woman on your own, you got your own home.
Yeah.
By yourself. Like, come on, people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if there's any time, it's now where women are showing how powerful they are. And you're one of those representations of that.
Oh, thank you.
Even when you were the president of your women's council for real estate and all this stuff. Like, I was just so impressed. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I could have something for myself, like a career like that. And I think I'm finally coming into it now, but I never really had that because I would always be like, okay, I'm kind of an actress and I got to be a wife and I'm trying to be a mom. And, you know, but now I'm like, I'm going to create something. I want to write a book. I want to do things. Yeah. Even if one person listens to this, like, hooray, we got a viewer.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing.
Exactly. You just got to do it.
Just going.
You just got to do it. So you really inspired me that way. And lastly, I just kind of want to touch upon one thing that I think is really special about us, the past life thing again. Like, okay. So when I first met you, I definitely felt this weird connection. Like, I've known you forever. Aww. And it's because you and I have had lives together where I think we were really connected. Our souls are just connected.
I believe that, yeah.
You know, and I think God does that for us and does it on purpose so that we can learn lessons, but also stay together and like be a unit. You always know your family members. You always know your loved ones, and you are like my family. And I definitely feel like a sister sibling bond to you from even a past life. Yeah, so same. I know that we've done this many times, and I'm so glad I got to meet you in the sisterhood of Nisei Week, but also just as good friends and as family members. You'll always be part of my family group, and I love you so much.
I love you so much.
We are so sick. Okay. All right. Enough about that. We're going to get lunch now, but I just want to say thank you, and I love you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today and just chatting it up with me.
That's fun. I'm so proud of you. So
I'm proud of you.
Keep doing you, boo.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.